WMMS.
35192, you want to text me. They will have another text for you to grab yourself $1,000 closer to 2:30. 30 past every hour is a chance for you to go fund yourself. The next one coming up here shortly. Your Cleveland Cavaliers are burning up the charts. They lost to Kevin Love's old band, the Timberwolves, last night. Cavs are 10-26.
Killing it.
Boy, they are. Tomorrow night, they're off tonight, mercifully. They'll be back at the Romo Fijo tomorrow night against the Detroit Pistons. That'll be a 7 o'clock game. You will hear all of it here on MMS. Now, a lot of people have asked me what the CLE clothing company code is for January. It is New Year 20.
That's a long one.
New Year and then the number 20. Of course, I guess if you're saying it to the person, it doesn't matter. But if you were typing it in at cleclothingco.com, you'd want to write out New Year and then the number 20 and whatever. New Year's Eve at Casa Cox was a pretty low-key event.
Yeah.
You know, last couple of years we had gone out. And then this year we go, well, I think we're just going to kind of kick it. You know, had some drinks.
Matching jammies.
Had some food, did the matching jammies.
I love it. Did Nora have matching jammies, too?
If you had told me 11 years ago that my wife would someday want us in matching jammies, I would have laughed and or spat in your face.
Maybe both.
Possibly both, yeah. But that was this year.
I had
at her behest.
I was at Hilarities for New Year's Eve.
How was that? Was
great.
it New Year's Eve is always a real gamble because it's amateur night and it's
well, yes. I didn't work New Year's Eve last year. I bartended last year, so it'd been a minute since I did a comedy show on New Year's Eve. Everybody, I feel like the Late Show people get antsy, like they're gonna miss the countdown or something. Like, so I think toward like the end of the show, they're all kind of like looking around and people are checking their phones, and it's like we know what we're doing, guys. We're not gonna just sorry, it's 12:05. Like that's the whole point of why everybody's there. So the Late Show
Listen,
was
we've charged you an extra $50 for a plastic champagne flute and a balloon.
Right.
So we're not going to miss the countdown.
But it was great. The crowds were great. Kevin Bozeman was the headliner.
Oh, he's very funny.
And from Chicago, Brian Kenny and myself, that was the show. So it was a great lineup. Had a lot of fun, dancing. Oh, it was just splendid.
Now, did you get gussied up? Were you appropriately dressed for New Year's Eve?
I wore the dress that I bought for my 21st birthday. So I was able to finally fit back into this.
Whore.
I was able to fit. I know. I was able to fit back into this dress. I haven't worn it in 9 years, and it felt fit, and it looked great, and wore like lacy heels. Yeah, I did the whole 9 yards.
Did you purchase it when you were 21? Was that a New Year's Eve dress then too, or was it like a prom dress or something?
No,
else?
It's from Express. It's like got kind of like a gold like shimmery underlay and then black lace over it. I bought it for my 21st birthday. I didn't actually end up wearing it out, but I had it that year. You know, that was the year that I bought it, and I wore it maybe once or twice before this. So it was cool. It was cool to fit back into it and wear it out and look all pretty and ready to go.
I think you were the first one to send us like the group text of like Happy New Year.
I think Bill was actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was in my Uber on the way home. I did a show at Hatfields in Cam's Corner, which is great. That place is really cool.
I did one there in November.
Show, and
yeah.
it was,
you should have stopped by our house.
Good time.
We had the party.
I didn't want to party. I wanted to go home.
Oh, okay.
I was partied out because after Chris McQuanziga, I went pretty hard that night.
Okay.
Because I was like jet lag coming back from LA.
That was Chris McQuanziga was New Year's
Sunday.
Eve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, it was the 29th.
Yes.
So the Eve.
Eve. Okay.
What Eve. Whatever it is. It was the 29th.
2 days before.
I took a red eye from Vegas, got home at like 6 a.m. on Sunday, slept all day, did the show, and then afterwards like went to a bar and hung out with my girl and just like crazy night. Good times.
New Year's Eve, Chris McQuanziga night was incredible. That show was
a great
so
show.
much fun. Thank you to everybody who came out. We did. I got to wear 3 pretty dresses this week, and it made me so happy. I did.
Is that why you do comedy, to wear dresses?
When have you ever seen me in a dress on stage?
3 times last week.
3 times last week. It was so exciting, but I don't ever really get to wear them. So I wore a pretty dress that night. We did the stand and deliver competition.
Now, at what age did you buy those particular dresses?
That green dress that I
The
wore
world
for
is
Chris
waiting to know.
McQuanziga, I bought that one like probably 7 or 8 years ago too. It was for my uncle's wedding in 2012, so 8 years ago. Another one I haven't been able to wear in a very long time.
Sure.
And then I got to wear a pretty dress on Saturday.
So instead of buying new things, you're like, I'm just going to get to the point where I can wear these old dresses again.
Well, there's still, I mean, I feel like if a cute dress, it's simple. It doesn't go out of style. It's just like, oh, it's just a green dress. You know, it's just,
Didn't have shoulder pads?
No shoulder pads, no nothing like that.
It was a hoop. I had to remove the hoop out of the skirt, but other than that, it was gorgeous.
It had pockets.
Yeah, sweet. It was a sequined romper with a
pockets.
high popped collar.
I saw a headline that pockets were all the rage on the red carpet for the Golden Globes.
Gotta have pockets.
Look at you. You're right on
trend.
From
You're
2012,
doing it.
yeah. But that was great. And then I finally went to Nighttown on Saturday.
Oh, Nighttown's fantastic.
Oh my God,
What's
we're in
Nighttown?
It's a jazz club on the
East
east
side.
side that everybody's been talking about. I think I've brought it up a few times. Like, oh, I want to go. Wore a nice, pretty dress for that, and went and saw a blues band. And
I was on a date with Raj, right?
I was not on a date with Raj, who's another local comedian. He was there, but there was a group of us. We all went out and dressed up and watched
Do you have
a
to
blues
snap?
band. And no, it
No,
was.
it's not
it
a
was,
beatnik place. It's a jazz club.
Sorry.
And
so
that was where Dr. Ryan Berglund and I had our fateful introductory lunch many years ago. Was it
I didn't know
Nighttown?
they were open for lunch.
Yeah. Daytime food's great.
I've been
Nighttime.
there a few times for dinner and stuff. I've never actually watched a jazz performance there, but
Dude,
I've eaten there.
I saw Terry Bozzio there a couple of years ago, who's a phenomenal drummer.
Terry Bozzio?
The Terry Bozzio, Bill. That's right.
I made a point to go to because I've never seen live blues or live jazz, but I'm not particularly interested in it.
I was going to say, you are a 30-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Not exactly your demographic.
I really love blues. I've said it 100
never
times.
been to a
That's what
Nordstrom?
I have been to a Nordstrom. I love writing to blues, which, by the way, when I invited, it was all a group of friends. So we're sitting there, and the blues I listen to is no lyrics. I listen to the instrumentals while I write, and I didn't realize how dirty it was. It was all about, or maybe it was just this guy, but it was all about banging. That is all this guy talked about was love making, and it was everybody was hooting and hollering. It was really fun. But I was
What's the problem with that?
I was just a little embarrassed because it was a very, very sexual vibe, and I was with some of my friends. I was like, I just want to apologize. I don't normally listen to the lyrics. So if you guys,
Your friends probably know that you've had sex before, though.
Oh yeah,
they're
but
also
still,
all comics
I
that talk
know.
about sex on stage.
This guy was
so
he's humping his guitar. So I was like, oh my God. But it was great. It was
Well,
a
maybe
great
he
show.
did so many songs about sex because he doesn't have a woman.
He's 82.
He's in. Well, there you go. Maybe nothing works anymore.
Lord, yeah.
Except
But he was getting it. He was dancing around and
Yeah.
At that age, you probably haven't had sex in 30 years.
I don't know, man. By the way he would,
What?
he was singing and dancing, and he looked like he could probably still get it.
Do you think people stop having sex at 52?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm 48. I really hope that's not the case. I don't plan on that being the case.
At what point will you say?
Why do you think Why do you think the STDs are so rampant in old folks' homes?
yeah,
'Cause they're still going at it, nonstop.
Viagra's a thing for a reason.
That's right.
People are still banging when they're old.
I thought that was 50 to 65. I didn't know it was
No.
70
no,
to
it's
80.
It's
Just keep on going.
65 plus.
Yeah, it's for old people.
Oh.
It was great though. The whole vibe was amazing. The food was incredible. It was
It's a fun place.
I was because they played a couple songs to get they didn't do a sound check. We were sitting right behind the sound guy, and he was losing his mind. He was like, "If you all wanted a sound check, you should have been here at 6 o'clock," yelling at the band.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's every sound
yeah.
guy.
Oh, it
right.
was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
It was just so mad the whole time. So they were just playing their instruments to kind of do the sound check and get the mics working and stuff. And then when the main guy actually came out and started to play his guitar and sing, my eyes welled up and I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. This is exactly what I wanted. It was the perfect evening. It was great.
You're going to be the new young lady haunting the corners of Nighttown.
That's what I said.
You're going to be scooting over. All the old guys are going to be checking you out.
Was it Nighttown and Hooples? Is that the other one? That's
Hooples is a bar on the
don't they do
on the
live
bank of the
jazz there?
flats. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, think they do.
Hey, Will.
Turn your radio down, Will.
Hey, Will. Hey, Will and Willowick.
He's still listening to us.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Will.
2020 off to a great start.
Eventually, he'll hear it on the radio.
Eventually, he will hear me.
Oh, wait, that's me.
That's what I'm planning on. Right.
It's coming up.
This
It's
is
exciting.
almost
Oh, man.
Nice delay.
20-second delay. Hey, Will.
Maybe our phones don't work.
No, they work. I can
No.
hear him. He can hear me. Let's wait for it.
Hey, Will. Bring your radio down, Will. Hey, Will.
Hello?
Will, you dummy! You're supposed to have your radio down, Will.
Hello?
I've been talking to you for 30 seconds. You're listening to us in delay, dummy.
Hello? How you doing?
Will!
Oh, maybe he can't hear us.
Can you hear me, Will? Hey, Will.
Oops.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
Seriously?
See, you jinxed yourself, Alan. You shouldn't talk about how it's going to be a terrible year.
Jinx. What are you, 5? Jinx.
Jinx yourself.
There's no jinx. This is just how we operate.
Great.
Why would the
All
phones
right.
work? You know, they had 3 weeks off. Why would they fix?
I'm blaming it on Corey because he wasn't here while we were gone, so he must have did something.
No, I didn't do. He must have done something, you mean? No, I don't think he did anything.
He did something.
Right. Nah, yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, there you go. Hey, let me give away some money here. That'll certainly soften the blow. Sorry, Will. I was calling him a dummy. Okay, hey, $1,000 chance for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword MOM to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info, standard data, and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's MOM to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
You know, the engineers told me, though, before we left for the holidays and we were having all those trouble with the phones, is they go, well, you know, sometimes, because these studios are all carpeted and people are walking around, sometimes when you touch the board, if you get a shock, that static electricity will knock something out. I'm like, a shock is going to kick my ass on the phones? Like, we can't do anything to ameliorate that issue? If I happen to touch something and it go, bzz, it's going to knock my phones out?
Keep a bunch of dryer sheets in your pocket.
Can't we, like, Scotch guard this place or something? Is that for... can you hear me now? Hey, Will,
I don't
hi.
know.
Can you hear me? Hey, Will, can you hear me? Hello, Will.
I made sure he was by his
Hey,
phone,
Will.
so it's not him.
Will. No, it is not him. Hi, Will. Sorry, Will. All right. Could I please get my phones to work?
Bye, Will.
Someone. Thank you. Whoever. Thank you. Anyway. So we went to Toronto for a few days. We did the 10th anniversary show on the 16th, and thank you so much for coming to that if you
How
came.
much fun was that?
It exceeded our expectations. It was a lot of fun. Thank you to the Slim and Chubby's clan and Bud Light and all those people, and it was a lot of fun. And so then we split, and we went to Toronto. We always go for my wife's birthday, but we hadn't gone yet with our daughter. So it was probably the most planned trip up there. Because when Gwen and I used to go, we would just go and eat and drink and screw and do the whole thing for a few days. So this time we went up for this thing called the Aurora Winter Festival, right? And we took our daughter. We went to Medieval Times, which, boy, I'll tell you what, if you have never...
Leg.
That place has not... I'm in this phase of my life now where when I'm curious about something, I immediately Google it or Wikipedia, right? Like I'll read Wikipedia entries on crap that who cares. So you get instantly informed on everything that's ever happened to Medieval Times. Because I'm sitting there like, this place has not changed its business model in 25 years.
Why would it?
That's a good response. Why would it? But you're taking something that is a very specific and esoteric experience, and you're trying to carry it over certain decades. Obviously, you're not going to change the show. You're not going to have motorized horses and robot. You're not going to do that. The food, they have not changed up in 25 years. You think that's the only thing you need to keep your eye on is the food, right? The show's not going to change. It's all set in, as the name implies, medieval times.
Right, but the food's supposed to be a representation of medieval
But it's
times.
not.
Big
It's
turkey
tomato
leg.
bisque, Pepsi. We all saw the cable guy.
Yeah.
It's not a. You could do something with that. And so my
Man,
favorite.
I got a lot of tables.
Would you like a cup of grog?
Right, well, yeah, they get you, and the bowls and the cups. I mean, they have not cleaned them.
Chalices?
Whatever. No, not even that. They're just plastic, steins, and then these bowls. I mean, so anyway, it's fine, but it's very expensive, and we thought our daughter would enjoy it, right? But there's a lot of waiting around before the thing starts. We haven't gone since we took my older kids when they were younger. About 10 years ago, we took them to the one. Gwen and I took them to the one in Chicago. And so we're up in Toronto. It's near the hotel. We'll go to Medieval Times, right? Be fun. Daughter's almost 4. She'll get a kick out of it. Well, they make you walk around so much because they want you to buy crap. So you're milling around this, what's essentially a giant gift shop. And
You didn't buy a Viking helmet?
Oh, I
Or
bought her
put
a
your
little-
head in like the little guillotine
No, I
picture
didn't.
booth or anything like that? Come on.
I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. But we bought her like the princess hat and the wand and the thing, right?
Yeah.
By the time you get in there, she wants to go.
She's probably tired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
am
might
too.
be a little young for that.
Well, no, she ended up having a great time.
Oh, good.
But the poor waitresses,
Oh yeah.
because they're called wenches.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to come up and go,
They
hi,
are.
I'm
I'm your
Adrian,
wench."
I'm your wench. And I'm like, oh, this poor girl.
Do you know what though?
Hey,
For
it's a
as
good
many-
role.
And we asked for like, we said, do you guys, they run down the list of beverages. We have water and Pepsi, and the girl was nice enough. But I mean, there's only so much she can do. And I was like, do you have lemonade by any chance for the little one? Lemonade. She goes, no, we don't. We keep telling them they should do that. And she goes, but nobody ever listens to the wenches.
Oh no.
I was like, so are you guys like the low people on the totem pole or what? And so I was just, I don't care that much about the show, whatever,
Oh my
but
God.
I was consumed with thoughts of the people who worked there, right?
want so
like, is it a
badly.
great gig if you're a theater nerd?
That's what I was just about to say.
Because all the guys playing nights, they're doubling duty. Like you look out there and your bartender is the night or whatever, So they're all. So I'm curious if it's prestigious at all. If you're a local actor, the girls, I don't know what kind of money you make,
You're
but
still just a server.
you're still just a server, but you're throwing down like giant plates of or serving trays of pewter bowls, and you got to bring greasy chickens to people and stuff. I'm like, man, I hope that and the Canadian dollar is not that strong right now. Like, boy, I hope this works out for you guys.
As someone who's been in the restaurant
some way.
industry for so long, I like to think of the dynamic. Like you said, is the bartender or do they bring in like a cast of people? And I wonder if like the actors like talk down to people like we're the talent. Like I'm night number 3.
That's
like
what I
you know what I
mean.
mean? Like
Because
that
they- but
you're also the
dynamic
bar
has gotta
back, so go get me some
That's what
glasses.
I'm wondering if they don't double dip and they bring in like a company of actors. I bet those people are like.
Well, yeah, because they've got some guys who are doubling from the lobby to out on the tarmac,
Like the
whatever the thing's
MCs or
called.
whatever.
Yeah. But they've also got a couple of guys who clearly work with the horses.
Right.
Or the falconer, the guy who's got the glove on and the birds swinging around. But boy, you'd think that, listen, every business that's been around that long, and they've pulled back from the brink of bankruptcy on a number of occasions, no surprise there, but you think that every business has to evolve in whatever way they can. And to me, the way the medieval times could is to switch up the menu. But there must not be much incentive for them to do that, or they would have. And
I think they are just like all cost benefit, and switching up the menu doesn't make sense because people are going to see the show. The food is an afterthought.
It
And
must
it has to
be,
be things
yeah.
they can produce a ton of.
yes, mass produced.
It has to be because there's so many people there, so
There's so
it
many
has
people,
to
and
be
it's
pretty
and it's
basic.
all serving at one time.
Exactly.
So it's not like they can do stuff where
Cook-to-order burgers and stuff,
They're like,
'cause it's
we
just
got
not
we
gonna
gotta
happen.
make a bunch of chickens and get them out to these stupid people watching this dumb
Right.
show and get them out of here so we can flip the room and do it again in 2 hours.
It's so hard not to look at it from a performer standpoint because I'm like, I bet those dudes are disgruntled. Like they're sitting there.
course they are.
Like because comedy doesn't pay, it pays trash, and that's not a secret. But it's the same thing across a lot of entertainment. So I see a dude like the falconer is like, I do this for a turkey leg and 2 pints, and like it's just like
that
mad
was the
about
other-
his pay.
yeah, they
That
all
was the other
have
thing.
other jobs probably.
Right.
I'm like, when these guys are out in public, is that a cool thing that you tell people, or do you keep it to yourself? Like if you were like, oh, I'm one of the knights at medieval
I don't
times.
I
think
think
you tell
at
Would
people.
that
first-
get you laid? Because
No.
you got. It seems like the only criterion is you have to be able to ride a horse and have long hair. Like if you're a long hair walking around and you go, I was a ranch hand for a couple of summers. I'll go work at medieval times.
I feel like working at medieval times is the equivalent of like adult tap dancing. Like that's something you probably do because you enjoy it, but you want to tell people.
Adult
like,
tap
No, I think
You know
it's
what
one
I
of those
mean?
things
It's
where,
like, I have a recital.
If you have that
no.
skill set and you're able to do it, and like you're probably if you're in your 20s, you might brag about it. But like once you're in your like 30s and 40s, like it's just something you're going in, and you're punching that clock, and you're getting the
Like
hell out of there.
it's not a dream
Yeah.
anymore; it's a job. Like that's yeah.
But the thing about medieval times I love is from the moment you walk in, you can't stop doing the voice. Because you're wearing wearing a paper crown, and the bartender is calling you my lord.
And what's the voice,
Right?
Alan?
It's like, oh, walk over here. Dr. Beauregard talks, Bill. You'll recall him. Yeah, and you're doing the voice the whole time.
That was your daughter doing the voice too?
No, she was walking around. She was initially kind of entranced by the whole thing, and then bored. And then when the knight threw her a carnation and she caught it,
Did she melt?
Oh my God! She's like, that is my true love. And I go, but I keep asking, like Gwen these questions throughout the thing. I'm like, what do you think? And she's just looking at me like, what are you, a psycho? I'm like, what do you think their chicken budget is? Like, I can't enjoy the show because I'm thinking of the
They
minutia.
have chickens.
Yeah.
There's probably a medieval times farm
Probably.
that has chickens, free range.
I wonder if
I'd
they're
like to
cheaper than
say.
Walmart chickens.
And then
Probably.
I could after my daughter said that, I couldn't stop thinking about a treatment for a film about a girl who gets a rose thrown at her from a knight in medieval times ago. That's my true love. And then she grows up in her whole life. She thinks that guy is her true love, and she's trying to find him again.
He's
the
just
guy
a
that
temp
played the
somewhere.
knight.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just working a day job. And
There's
everything.
his name's
Really-
Terry, and he can't
Right.
make ends meet.
He just can't keep a job.
It's a movie in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But medieval times is what keeps him grounded. You know, it's what keeps him going from
Humble
office
and
job
grounded.
to office
Yeah.
job.
I'll never.
Terry is the best name.
Terry the Knight. Knight Terrence. All right, listen, I got a break. I'm going to have those tickets for you. You want to check out Highly Suspect. Those guys are great. They're going to do a show at the Agora on April the 30th. Also, Def Leppard.